Saturdays ago to a very beautiful post from a friend called Joe. I've known Joe for, many, many years. He's a patient of mine, and he had this post that he had sent to me this day on WhatsApp. And as I read through it, I was so moved. And I asked if it was okay for me to share it with my Facebook group and also to create a podcast around his story. And he willingly consented to it. And just to give you a little bit of background about Joe. Joe is a single dad and the father of Andy. Andy lost his mom a few short days, or perhaps a few short weeks after his birth. And Andy is a special needs kid and has been in and out of the hospital from the time that he was born. He's 16 years old now. And he's been in and out of the hospital. He's been in and out of surgeries. And it's truly a miracle that he is still going and he's still with us today. And I'm just constantly reminded of the greatness of God. And I'm in perpetual awe of Andy's resilience, his courage, and strength. Now, Andy loves music. He loves to dance in his wheelchair. You can see him just bopping his head, moving around whenever he hears music, especially when there's a bit of bass in it. Andy does not speak much other than to make loud, expressive sounds. And he uses those sounds to express his emotions. But Andy has the most contagious smile that lights up the whole room. And as I read his message that morning, I was inspired to pause and to reflect on how our unique life circumstances actually align perfectly with our life's purpose. It's like each twist and turn, each challenge and triumph is intricately woven into the fabric of our destiny. And it is indeed a euphoric moment when we finally connect the dots and celebrate our raison d'être. So in essence, we have to trust the journey, don't we? So here is what Joe sent to me that morning. And he titled his post, Reflection of My Day. And he says, woke up at 5 a.m. as usual to get Andy ready for school. Then attended my first meeting. And then I was off for my medical appointment. Afterwards, a quick dash back home for my next work meeting. Then more work till Andy got home. I picked him up, changed him, and worked some more. Got a phone call from school requesting and reminding me to bring Andy to their annual school prom. Honestly, I didn't want to because it's the end of the week. I was tired, I was exhausted, and I needed to finish my workday. But I responded by saying that I would give it some thought. I had a scheduled appointment an hour later with a potential new caregiver for the weekend. She arrived and I had to interrupt my workday and give her an orientation and a tour of the house and a rundown of how we take care of Andy. That lasted a couple of hours, and just like that, it was time to take Andy. I took him to the event. As soon as we got there, he started rocking to the music. And just about all the school staff members came to welcome him, and they ushered him to the dance floor. And he danced the evening away, with everyone taking turns to dance with him. It was so neat to see. Throughout the evening, staff members would periodically stop by and thank me for bringing Andy. One teacher stopped by to tell me what a joy it was to have Andy in her class, and that Andy was his favorite, and that he worked so hard in class. Another staff member stopped by to thank me and to tell me what a treat it was to have Andy in class. Andy was her favorite, and his smile always brought joy to the classroom. And she said whenever Andy misses school, class is not the same, and that everyone feels his absence. I had heard this sentiment several times in the past, but didn't believe it. Perhaps there is some truth in it after all. Another staff member stopped by to share how fun and privileged it was to have Andy in class. And this happened throughout the event. But then at the end of the evening, as we were getting ready to leave, one of the parents walked to me and asked me, "Are you Andy's dad?" I said yes. And he said what a special kid Andy was, and that he was blessed just to know him. He said Andy brings so much joy and happiness to everyone around him, and that's the reason why everyone gravitates towards him. He was so thankful and glad that I brought Andy tonight and was very happy to meet me. I was speechless and almost emotional. And then it hit me. It dawned on me that perhaps Andy is not just for me. I am just his shepherd. God is using him to touch and bless all the people he comes in contact with. And for once, I felt like perhaps all the work and sacrifice it takes in caring for him was not in vain. This validated the struggle and made it worthwhile. On the way home, I picked up one of his favorite foods for dinner. We came home, had dinner, played a bit, and off to bed we went. At 4:30 a.m. It's 4:30 a.m. now, and I have to finish my workday. But I am glad, because my day was interrupted for a greater purpose. I was so touched by this story when I read it. I had literally had tears rolling down my face, because I have known Andy ever since he was a baby. And I've known Joe as well for many years. And I've seen the struggle. I've offered to help many times and have visited and have done what I can as a friend, as a dentist, to help out. And so when I read this, I was really moved and happy to see that his struggle was being validated. Now, Joe has agreed to come on the show, and so I will be featuring Joe, and you can hear his story directly from him. And I hope that you will tune in next time to hear Joe's story, and hope that it will inspire you as much as it inspired me. So until next time, keep smiling, embrace your karma at all costs, because within your karma really lies your dharma, your life's purpose, your raison d'etre. This is Dr. A.C. Kwedu signing off from the Smile Code. Until next time, remember to keep smiling.